DJ, Bournemouth 0, Manchester United 1 within touching distance of the Champions League. Now we've got to get it done. 2 games left, 1 point needed, both home games. Defence shone again today.
Yeah, 100%, man. And you know what? I have to do a special shout out to Lindelof. It's not Lindelof anymore, not even Lindelof. It's Lindelof. Like, he's been amazing since he's come back and really kind of, stood tall, in the defence. I think the total of the back four was good today anyway. It's good to have Varane back as well. The Rolls Royce, the Phantom. Him and Lindelof making a good partnership there. They're quite similar, but they work well together. And I really liked kind of what Lindelof is adding to his game. He's adding a bit more steel to his game, a little bit more aggression to his game.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what's changed with him? He's just been so good, like in recent times, or is it just he has always been this player inside and he needed the right manager and YZ to bring it out?
Yeah, well, we've got to address the elephant in the room. Harry Maguire, he was playing with Harry Maguire for a lot of the last few seasons, and we haven't seen the best of Lindelof. But where he's now having to, come out of that duo and be Lindelof or Lindelof now, we're seeing him be way more aggressive, way more proactive. There's a lot of times where he'd maybe wait for the ball to come over the top, but now he's actually challenging. He won a few headers today, really good headers today. A lot of blocks, a lot of interceptions. And again, he's always been a great passer of the ball. So we're now seeing his performances come a little full circle now. And yeah, man, it is just a pleasure to watch him today, man. He was my man of the match.
Definitely. Yeah, he was solid, man. And he's a player who's been on the fringes. He's a player who was behind Maguire this season. It's been Martinez and Varane the whole time. And as soon as it wasn't Martinez or Varane, it would be Maguire to step in. And Lindelof's just come in and he's just been so calm. The Casemiro goal. I mean, goals is not something you put alongside Casemiro. When we bought him, we didn't think, right, that's goals from midfield. We thought solidity, know-how, experience. Yeah. But he scored some big goals this year.
Yeah, he has, man. And you know what? I was quite critical of him. Because obviously we know he came back from the suspension, wasn't really hitting the ground running as he was earlier in the season. But one thing I have sort of seen with him this season is, you're right, he does get the odd goal here and there, a couple of important goals. He got the important goal against Chelsea when we drew against them. But, he is a threat, even with headering the ball. He's quite a threat in the box. And, if we can sort of capitalise around that skill set, he can easily notch up a few goals in a season and help us get over the line or win us some silverware. So, one of his best performances since he come back. I think it's probably the best one since he come back. But yeah, man, I hope he goes strength for strength right to the end of the season.
In terms of belief for the team and capping off a good season or making sure we cap off a good season, because there's been a lot of rocky times and it's been really emotional. Look, it's not done yet. I'm talking like it's done yet. We've got to get 1 point in 2 games, but it'll be great for this team to cap off this season with top 4. Because that would literally be the work down the drain if we didn't get it.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%, man. And I'm coming from a place where I thought we'd only maybe get 8th. Because honestly, I remember saying it at the close of last season. I said, look, I'm not even having any expectations of Erik ten Hag. It's his first time being in England. It's the Premier League. Is he going to get backed? Because there's question marks over it. Is he going to get backed? And I was like, you know what? Next season's a write-off. We'll just see how it goes. But throughout the season, we found ourselves believing time and time again. Why? Because Ten Hag was doing the basics well. He was the biggest man in that dressing room. There was no player bigger than him. Ronaldo came and gone. Players came and gone. And Erik ten Hag stood tall and he kept to his principles and determination. And what he's trying to do is build a mindset. Now, with that being said, all of that together, that's what then made me start to believe, actually, we can do something here. So when we went out of the Europa and, we didn't do well in other cups or whatever, I was looking at that really hurt because I wanted those cups. I felt we could go and get them because it was a manager that made me believe that. Because essentially this is the same group of players, add a few in, maybe 4 or whatever it was that came in, but it's the same essential group of players that were shocking last season.
Exactly.
Right. So to get something out of this season, as you said, it ain't done just yet, but it looks like it's done. That is an achievement in itself, and we can build going forward now.
David De Gea, obviously, he's got the Golden Glove. 2 big saves for us today. I mean, he's gone from making big mistake in our last away game that literally lost us the game to literally making 2 saves today that won us the game. Yeah,
and you know what? That is David De Gea in a nutshell. 1 week he can be the absolute villain, and another week he could be the absolute hero. The saves that he made today were why he won that Golden Glove. Mistakes aside and distribution, and we can talk about all of this stuff.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he actually deserved it. That's what he's there to do. He's there to, keep, the ball out of the net, right? Keep the ball out of the net, and he's done that today. And look what he's done. It's given us a springboard to win 1-0, which, if those goals go in, different game, we'd be having a different conversation.
Oh, I thought Forest could score again. And your man of the match, Lindelof, is Linderock.
Linderock.
Linderock.